So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So what I have here today is the 2023 Hyundai Creta and the Hyundai Stargazer over there. Hyundai Creta costs 1,388,000 pesos. The Hyundai Stargazer 1,288,000 pesos. So yet again 100,000 pesos difference between both. But what should you go for? A refined, a more spacious cabin SUV, or a family-oriented MPV 7-seater? I couldn't help to do this comparison because, well, Spider-Man's also here at this Hyundai Mobility Experience here at SM Mega Mall. Miles Morales returns to this channel too. So comparing with both, what do you get? So this Hyundai Creta is only wider than that of the Stargazer, but in terms of dimensions, the rest of it, the Stargazer trounces it by a lot. I mean, the Stargazer is longer and as well longer in wheelbase, and it's taller too. You can see between both the Stargazer and this Creta, this one looks more mature and more masculine compared with the weirdo futuristic looks of the Stargazer. But I don't mind both, they're both unique in their own way. So another thing this Creta bounces over the Stargazer is the ground clearance. So other similarities too between both models, they are both powered by a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine with 113 horsepower and 144 Newton meters of torque. Both are mated to IVTs, aka Hyundai's version of the CVT transmission. So those are the differences between the Creta and the Stargazer. However, too, the boot space, of course, the Stargazer is much more practical than this Creta. As you can see from the shots, the Creta is a little bit wider in terms of boot space. So that's about it with the exteriors between both cars and the engines. Let's go to the interior. So here now in the interior of the Hyundai Creta first, I'll swap in the Stargazer later on. So another similarities between this Creta and the Stargazer is the steering wheel. That's pretty much it, but at least it's common in all of the Hyundai models around here. So ergonomics for me, I've driven a lot of Hyundais already. Yeah, it's already what I'm so used to it already. So cruise controls on the right side, and then other bits here for the instrument cluster and for the infotainment system. Another similarity too is the center console. Everything's just black in here in the Hyundai Creta, but in the Stargazer, yeah, it's a little bit more whitish on the silver side of things, but at least you still get cup holders with ambient lightings all around them for both. So remember, this is just a quick walkthrough for both brands. I have full reviews of these cars, links of those will be in the description down below, and I actually did all of the variants already of the Stargazer, so check them out too on my channel. So sitting here alone in the Creta, yeah, you notice a lot more differences compared with the Stargazer. So another major difference too between this Creta and the Stargazer, the weight of these cars. Yeah, there is 93 kilograms between both of these cars. Yeah, this one is pretty heavy. However though, the cabin here is much more premium, I gotta say, compared with the Stargazer. I mean, personally, I love the Stargazer. I like the cabin too, but this sitting in here again, yeah, I mean, just look at this, it's much better than that of the Stargazer, in my opinion only. And as you can see here too in the door cards, yeah, I mean, look at this, compared to the black of the Stargazer, it looks much better in here. And the seats too, yeah, the Stargazer is all black, but here for this Creta, there's like a two-tone effect of black and a brown colors here. So yet again, a nice touch with this Creta. And as you can hear later on when I swap in the Stargazer, there's loud music playing here in the background. There's not much sound going in here. I mean, you can feel the vibrations, but it's not as much compared with the Hyundai Stargazer. So in the back seats too, yeah, same story. You have the two-tone here for the Hyundai Creta, and then all black out with the Stargazer. So as well, you get amenities here for the second row for both models. And now, this is why I created this content in the first place. Let's swap now to the Hyundai Stargazer. So, hello. So here now in the Stargazer, hold on. Okay. Right, so this is the big difference now between both of the Stargazer and the Creta. This Stargazer is a 7-seater. So comparing with the space with the Hyundai Creta and Stargazer, both are good in their own right. However, if you want to carry extra passengers, this is where the Hyundai Stargazer comes in, of course, plus additional 2 seats. And if you want to add a 8-passenger, yeah, it will somewhat do. So as well, keep forgetting to with all the Stargazers, and probably I think the only Hyundai here, this comes with a seat back table just right behind the right front passenger seat. Turn on the lights as well. Weirdly enough, despite being both top of the line models, they only have halogen lights all around. Yeah, so that's about it with the interiors of both Creta and Stargazer. Had enough of this. let's go for a drive. Starting off with this. So here now, finally driving the Hyundai Creta. So this is what I like to with the Hyundai Creta in the first place. Of course, as I said earlier, it's almost 100 kilograms heavier than that of the Stargazer. But the insulation, among one of the better subcompact crossovers I've tried out so far. I mean, here, going over rumble strip, not that much. So let's try it out later on too with the Stargazer. And then as well, going uphill, yes, despite being a CVT and as well being a very heavy car, going uphill, even though I'm just in smart mode, didn't seem to struggle at all, which I pretty surprised at. That's what I like to with the example, like with the Creta GL. I'm actually surprised with the performance of this, even though this is just what a naturally aspirated engine with the CVT transmission too. And look, smart mode, pretty responsive. Of course, eco will be a little bit delayed, and then it's just try sport mode. Oh, that's much more responsive. So I put you back to smart for now. Oh yeah, that's so good. And as well, despite having the same engine to like with the Stargazer, the engine's not that noisy. As I said earlier, the NVH here is pretty good. Road noise, not that much. And I actually want to try this soon on the highway on how this will perform, since I've driven a lot of Cretas now here in the city. So driving this a bit more, I did notice, for some reason, compared with my first two Creta reviews, I noticed the brakes are a little bit mushy. I mean, look, small step, then if I press it a little bit harder, it come to a complete stop. Okay, I mean, I didn't mind that in the first place. I just don't know why I'm noticing it here now in heavy city traffic. And as well, going over bumps and humps, this Creta is absolutely good in terms of comfort. Yet again, I'm very curious on how the Stargazer performs, since that's a way longer car and a way lighter car. And as well, the auto hold function, okay, pretty responsive too. It's not that kind of jerky. Okay, I'll stop here, auto hold this on, then I press the accelerator. Right, it's not that kind of jerky with some of its competition. Then body lean, this is what I commended too with the Creta. There's not much body lean. Of course, that is down to the suspension and probably the weight of it. And as well, being a little bit shorter than that of the Stargazer. Then here over a bump and a bumpy part of road. Alright, there's a little bit of tires, but it's not so bad. And yeah, this is already a rough patch of road. Yeah, the NVH, yet again, I keep commenting. Then here over a hump. So comfortable. I gotta say, comparing with its subcompact competitors, a lot of them tend to be more on the sportier side of things. But for this one, I think this is one of the most comfortable subcompact crossovers in its class. Yes, it may not have the power here and there, but if you want refinement, like what I said earlier, and the space, the comfort, yeah, this is among one of the better ones I've tried out. I actually kind of consider one. I'm not sure with this GLS brand, just being honest. I still do like the GL middle variant, because I don't know, it ticks all the boxes for me already. And it did say in that test drive, that one is a little bit lighter than this GLS, apart from all of the SmartSense safety features. I remember, wait, excuse me. So as well, both cars, this and the Stargazer, are fully equipped with the SmartSense safety features. Of course, if you go for the middle variant, some of them are no longer present. At least you still have them compared with what some of the competitors. If you go for the middle, everything is already absent. But yet again, Hyundai at least still left some for the middle variants. But since we're just talking about here with the top of the line variants, it's fully equipped. I mean, there's that lane departure warning, your cross traffic alert. Yeah, this is as well one of the safer subcompact crossovers. Then here it's 50, 60 kilometers per hour. Yeah, this is perfect for the city, I have to say. Yet again, hopefully I can test drive this on a much longer time, like on the highway too. Fuel economy, since this being driven the whole day already, well, the whole morning, surprisingly, it's better than the ones I have averaged back at the World Trade Center event at the Philippine International Motor Show and at Hyundai Pasig. This one's been averaging 9.2 kilometers per liter around here in Mega Mall. That's pretty good. So let's go back to Mega Mall now and let's drive the Stargazer GLS Premium. So
So here now, finally in the Stargazer Premium. Okay, first thing I immediately noticed, comparing with the Creta, going uphill, I mean, it can go uphill like with the Creta, but I noticed there's a lot more throttle delay in Eco mode. I mean, here, just normal mode. I mean, you have the same power and torque figure, of course, like with the Creta, but I tend to notice a little bit more delay in the IVT transmission. Make no mistake, this is still a good CVT, but yeah, I did notice it if you drive the Creta and this one back to back. And as well, the brakes are actually much longer than the ones in the Creta, so it's a little bit more mushier than the Creta too, I have to say. But I mean, the brakes of both are still great. And here's sport mode. I forgot to mention this too in the Creta test drive. Despite being CVTs, you have manual simulations for both this Creta and the Stargazer GLS. I mean, they're both sportier in their own right. As IVTs, they don't feel rubber band type compared with some of its competition. Example, like with Japanese brands. This one feels like more of a conventional automatic transmission than a CVT itself. You know, there's some rubber band sometimes, but this one's not so bad. And jumping straight out from the Creta to this Stargazer, I did notice you sit up a little bit higher than usual. It's not the sitting position, I made sure of that earlier. This has a bit more commanding view. I mean, the visibility for both cars is good, but this one having larger windows all around, especially for people there in the second and third row. This one's a little bit more better in terms of visibility. Yeah, and that's what I said too with the Creta GLS. A little bit faster. Right. This may be 100 kilograms lighter, but the NVH, yeah, you tend to hear the engine a little bit more road noise here and there. I'll get to the bumpy and rough part of road in a bit. Yeah, you do notice the NVH is a little bit less than that of the Hyundai Creta, but make no mistake, this is still very good in its class of MPVs. But comparing with both, that's what I meant earlier, the Creta is a little bit more refined here in the cabin. Yeah, and as well with the infotainment system, the air conditioning controls, we'll admit the Creta feels more premium inside. And another drawback I found immediately, there is no auto hold function for this Stargazer GLS Premium, even though this is the top of the line. Meron ba, sir? None, no? No, there's no auto hold for this Stargazer Premium. But at least you have a manual handbrake. Then here, body lean, yeah, it tends to be more noticeable than the Hyundai Creta for obvious reasons. This is a longer car. And then here, over bumps and a rough patch of road, yeah, you can hear the difference between this and the Hyundai Creta. But again, I'll say it again, this one is not so bad, because I know it's a bit of a weird comparison that I'm comparing an MPV over a subcompact crossover. But again, this in terms with its competition, it's still among one of the better ones I've tried out. And as well, I would say pretty underrated too with this Hyundai Stargazer is its the performance. Yes, this has 113 horsepower, same with the Hyundai Creta, but against its competition, this is the second most powerful one in its class, and it's very peppy to drive too. Yeah, the steering wheel, I forgot to mention this too in the Creta GLS. So all the modes, Eco, Normal, Sport, and then Smart, yeah, they tend to differ in terms of the driving modes, but I noticed Sport mode tends to weight up for both cars, so I tend to leave it in Sport because I prefer Pawi's steerings anyways. And then here, fuel economy. Here's the surprise. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 people here, so almost fully loaded. And this being driven the whole day too. This one's been averaging at worst 7.4 kilometers per liter, but its total average being driven the whole morning too, 9.4 kilometers per liter, which is pretty good for what this is. And remember, we're fully loaded too. So yeah, that's about it with this Stargazer GLS Premium. See you back at Mega Mall to give my final thoughts.
So that concludes my test drive reviews of both Creta GLS and the Stargazer GLS Premium. So remember, it is up for you guys on what will you guys get. It's either a 7-seater or a refined subcompact SUV. But for me personally, what would I pick? I'm standing right beside it. Yes, I couldn't help it. It's still one of the better MPVs I've tried out. Of course, you know me, I love the weirdo looks here and there. And for 100,000 pesos less than the Creta GLS, I'd go for this as well because of the seats. Yeah, I rather have extra seats than having a Creta. Make no mistake, the Creta GLS is a very, very good subcompact crossover. So remember, check out my full detailed reviews for both cars. So link of those will be in the description down below. So I'd like to thank Sir Patrick of Hyundai Makati Gateway. These are his contact details. If you want a Hyundai, you may contact him and or visit their dealership. I'd like to thank Hyundai Motor Philippines here at SM Mega Mall. They're here until Sunday. By the time this is out, it's already done. Anyway, so yeah, it's my turn to go. You'll never know who I am. You'll never know who I am. You'll never know. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye.